We are considering a relationship with the Lord during this week that we all desperately need. And the word that seems to come to my mind most is the word dwell, wanting to dwell with him. Good morning, I'm Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Friday. David says in Psalm 23, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The sons of Korah wrote Psalm 84, and they say in the first two verses, how lovely is your tabernacle, O Lord of hosts. My soul longs, yes, even faints for the courts of the Lord, and my heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. You know, there seems to be a longing there for spending time in his presence and even time with his people. Now, those people who are CEOs, you know that group, right? Pastors call them that because they show up on Christmas and Easter only. They don't seem to have that longing for the Lord. They don't seem to long for his presence or even desire to be around his people. The writer says here, O Lord of hosts, my soul longs, even faints for your presence. Wow. When we have that kind of relationship with the Lord, then our prayer life will be more vibrant. We'll want to talk to the Lord early each day. We'll even long to read his word, to get his direction and find out what the Lord has to say to us each day. And when it comes to having a vibrant relationship with the Lord, we need that longing within our soul that the psalmist writes about here. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. Wow, that is like an unquenchable thirst or an unquenchable appetite to spend time with the Lord himself. Later in Psalm 84, verse 10, he says, for a day in your courts is better than 1,000. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Just consider that day for a moment with me, all right? We're talking about a 24-hour period here where we would spend time alone with God. We would spend time communicating with him. I'm sure there would be some prayer, some thanksgiving. I'm sure it would entail some Bible study, some praise, all the things that come into seeking after God. And the writer has such a longing to be with the Lord. He said, I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God. Any way possible to spend time in God's presence. We don't see that too much today, do we? People who say, man, I long to be in church. I long to be with God's people. I long to spend time with the Lord. We really need that, all right? As a matter of fact, he says here, the alternative to dwelling in God's presence is to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Wow. Unfortunately, too many people feel comfortable there within the tents of wickedness and around the people in this world below. They're a lot like Lot's family, who were way too comfortable living in Sodom and Gomorrah despite the wickedness that was going on all around them. We need to get out of the tents of wickedness. We need to stop feeling comfortable there among those people. And we need to seek to dwell in the presence of the Lord, to seek his guidance. Now, don't get me wrong. Those people in the tents of wickedness, they will certainly give you guidance. The problem is it will ultimately lead to destruction. The Bible tells us that whenever we dwell with the Lord, we not only gain his mercy and his grace, but ultimately he will lead us to paradise for all eternity. That is the kind of relationship we need to seek now so that we'll have that relationship with him later.